Hey yo, welcome to episode number 1, numero uno of the Back in 10 Minutes podcast. My name is Jay.
And I'm Kay.
And the rules of engagement around this podcast are very simple. Basically, we have a shot of something every 10 minutes, and we talk shit about something
Every 10 minutes.
Should we do this?
Let's do it. Shot 1. This is Cafe Patron.
AKA
Death.
what the fuck happened last night.
Yes. What are we doing?
Where this concept came from, I guess we need to start with that. This is actually a drinking game that we came up with, like Kay and I and our circle of friends.
It's not much of a game.
We had a camcorder.
Yep.
Which for the millennials out there, we couldn't take videos on our phone, so we just carried around big VCRs on our. They don't know what a VCR is. Like, you film every 10 minutes. You film, you check in on how everyone is, you stop, and then you stop filming, you drink, and then the next 10 minutes you film again, and everyone pours a drink, and you drink again, and then the idea is that you keep going for as long as you can go. And then the next day, you watch back the footage.
But it's like you don't feel it. Like the first 3 shots, you're like, yeah, this is easy. And then bang, it just hits you.
People out there are probably thinking, a drink every 10 minutes, that's easy. I can have a drink in 10 minutes.
It's easy.
And I was the same. I thought the exact same. But literally by the third drink, you're like, okay, you're starting to get a bit hyped.
To feel it. And you think about it, you got 3 shots or 3 drinks left. For some reason, we've decided that it's a good idea to do this and film it and put it on the internet and just start like this. So I don't know where this is going to end up. You guys will find out shortly. But
the idea of this entire thing and why we want to do this now is we want to capture the same youthfulness that we had when we were doing this, but talk about stuff that's important. Talk about stuff that's going on right now, whether it's to do with us and now budding rap careers. Or whether it's just to do with shit that's going on in the world. So that's basically the concept of where this started, and then the concept of this podcast going forward.
So, I mean, it's been some time. What have you been up to? What have you been doing?
I went to Spain a year and a half ago.
You didn't just go to Spain, you ran with the Bulls.
I ran with the motherfucking Bulls.
You ran with the Bulls.
I ran with the motherfucking, and I'm sorry.
Steve Kerr.
I'm sorry for any animal lovers out there that are really anti the running of the Bulls. When I tell people and they're like, dude, I disagree with the concept of that festival.
Yeah.
I understand those things. I mean, I wasn't in Italy, but when in Rome, like, it was kind of like, I'm there. This is a thing
Something
that
that brings people together.
I watched the running of the Bulls from a balcony. I booked this thing in. I went up on a balcony.
Because I remember you were like, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. Like, you were planning on doing it, and then we were chatting to you while you were there, and you were like, and you were there day one. You're like, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it.
I saw dudes like running, fall over, get trampled on by humans, then get trampled on by bulls. And like, I was watching this, and I'm like, at that time, I'm like, I can't do it.
That's fun.
As all the dudes ran past, a chick ran past. This blonde chick ran past, just jogged up the street and stuff, and I'm like, oh God. I'm like, now I have to do it. Like, I can't watch this girl run up the street and then go, no, I'm not doing it. So I blame her for having to do it. That's what I've been doing. What have you been doing?
Well, guess what we got to do? We got to do a shot.
Is it 10 minutes already?
It's 10 minutes already.
No, it's not.
It's 10 minutes already.
No, it's not.
It is.
Dude, I looked at it at 8:20.
When we started this, it was 11 minutes ago. Alright, we're going to do a shot and we'll continue this.
I'm back in 10 minutes.
Shot 2.
Fuck.
So
that's me. I've been running with bulls. What have you been doing? While I recover from that bullshit.
Similar to you, so I sort of realised that...
Running with bulls?
Not running with bulls. In the metaphorical sense, yes. But for me, I think it was just wanting to get back to what I enjoyed most about music, which is sitting in a room and just creating music. I think our first record, Turn It On, which, touch wood, we were fortunate enough to do some things with, except sell records. But that record was put together in the spare room in my parents' house. on a shitty little computer, and there was no thought. Obviously, there was grand goals like any upcoming artist has to take over the world and do this, that, and the other. But when you're sitting there, I was just creating music, just creating stuff. If I enjoyed it, it went in the good pile. If I didn't, it went in the bad pile. And then after sort of we parted ways with Warner and then parted ways with Solid State and then started going the indie route, we had to take on that promotional aspect and trying to get our names out there a lot more. So a lot of the time that took the fun out of it for me. That's not the enjoyable part. Whilst I think we have good ideas and whatever, that wasn't the enjoyable part for me. So I think 2 years ago I sort of said, I need to get back to what I enjoy doing most, and that's just sitting in a room creating music. If it's good, it goes in the good pile. If it's not, it goes in that pile. I was working, as we all are, but then I got to a point where I'm like, I can't do this, I can't juggle everything. So I started my own business. I was working in corporate land and I got sick of that, man. For me, it's like to come home, the number one thing that drives me is sitting in a room and creating music. If I could do that without earning a cent, that kind of shit stifled my creativity, and it wasn't the lifestyle that I wanted. So I just reassessed, said, this is what I want to do, let's give it a crack now. And then it went from strength to strength. And not only did it have benefit there, but it gave me more time to create music, to do shit. It has now meant that we're here, we have time to produce stupid shit like this. Back in 10 Minutes podcast.
Yes, we have made it. All right, let's switch gears for a second. Let's switch gears. United Airlines. Now, I'm going to let you...
This is hilarious. So for those that don't know, just to preface it. So I'm sure you've seen it, but just in case you don't, United Airlines had a flight booked from Chicago to New York, was it? Anyway, it was out of Chicago.
Idea.
This is America for you, right? So they had overbooked the flight, and there was a handful of United Airlines employees that wanted to take that same flight. So they needed to kick off people. This is what they do in the airline industry. They overbook flights just to make sure that they got a full flight.
How many people are not turning up to flights that they need to overbook a flight?
So they said, listen, if you want to volunteer to get off the flight, we'll pay you $400, and I think maybe put you up for a night or something. No one volunteered. So then they upped it to $800. No one volunteered. They upped it to $1,000.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. And you put you up for a night. No one volunteered. So then they do this. The next level of that is they have a random Asian dude. They have a random. I don't know how they figure it out. They have a random lottery or whatever, and they select 4 random or however many random people that they will just go up and say, you got to get off. Random seats. So the first 3 people begrudgingly got off the flight, and then this guy, David Dow, he's apparently, so he proclaims, which he is, but he said, no, I'm not getting off the flight. And if you saw the footage, he's like, no, and the police officers came on and they're like, no, we'll have to drag you off. He's like, well, drag me off. So they did, and they dragged him off the fucking flight. So then he goes off the flight and he disappears, and then there's footage, I don't know if you saw this footage, but
yeah,
like, I don't know how much later, maybe 15, 20 minutes later, he comes running back on the flight.
I have to go home. I have to go home. I have to go home.
And he's bloodied and shit like that, and then he gets taken off the flight again. And I'm just thinking, what the fuck? Like, how is this even? But then like some of the news sites and some people I've spoken to are like, oh, but he's not really a doctor. I'm like, what does that matter? You don't drag people off flights,
dude.
Like, how is that something that happens? But it gets better. So the CEO of United Airlines came out and his first public statement was, we apologize that we had to reaccommodate these passengers. Anyway, and then so he made that statement publicly, with people fucking lambasted him for it.
Yeah.
And then internally in United Airlines, he sent a communication out saying that the passenger was loud or something and belligerent.
Yeah.
Like, no, he wasn't.
Yeah. Ain't no Asians out there that'd be classified as loud and belligerent. You can't be that stupid to like release a statement that...
But this CEO won Best Communicator of the Year or some shit in some American PR.
Best Communicator
up
of
until
the
this
year.
point.
What is that?
So he's gone on TV.
Best Communicator of the year. What is that? Who's allocating this? Who's judging this award?
The Best Communicator of the
Best
Year.
Communicator of the year. Hey, by the way.
Yeah, we got to take a shot. All right, one more.
Fuck.
Oh man.
Woo. I need a derobe. I got Asian face. You know what Asian face is?
Red face.
Red face.
Yeah.
Now, this plays into exactly what I'm saying. Is in like, as a half Chinese, so I'm half a member of that community.
Yeah.
I feel like it's incumbent upon me to raise the point of Why are we such comic relief? Why? What is it? What is it about this race? When was the last time that you looked at someone and said, "Oh wow, that's a real powerful, strong
Asian
like figure"? Like, as in what?
The only guy that I've ever thought that is a scary, powerful Asian is the guy that played Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat. He always plays the villain. But I think the thing about Asians that makes them scary or badass is the air of mystery. Like Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un is a fat guy with a shit undercut. And he's not scary at all, but the air of mystery makes you think, what the fuck? There's also the guy, he's not as scary, but he's in the same mold as this guy.
So we got Shang Tsung.
I wouldn't classify him as a separate of the choices, but he's in the same mold.
Okay.
The guy that he played the villain in one of the James Bond movies.
Odd Job.
What the fuck is Odd Job? I didn't keep time of how long we've been going, by the way.
Yeah, fuck. We're a couple of minutes overdue, to be honest.
All right. Okay, we're gonna do a shot. We'll be back.
Get ready. Number 4.
Oh man. What were we talking about? I represented my country in battle rap against New Zealand. I mean, really.
I was talking to someone about it the other day, and I explained this to them, and they were like, "Oh, so it's like professional debating."
my grandma, when I went to India in 2001, I had photos from Run Amok, and it was me on stage with a mic, and I showed my grandma in India, and she's like, "Oh, very good, darling. What is this? Public speaking?"
Run Amok was an underage battle.
Yeah.
That happened in Melbourne. An underage MC battle. I still remember that was the first time we'd met.
Yeah.
Like a few weeks before that.
So I had entered, when I was trying to realize this is what I wanted to do, I'd entered an underage rap battle, MC battle, before me and Christian became friends. We went to the same high school together, but before me and Jay became friends. We went to the same high school. Jay had heard that I had entered a battle, and he'd seen some battles online or some shit, and he wanted to come along. So he came along, and I entered that battle. So in the semi-finals of that battle, I battled 360, and I lost the battle, I lost the battle.
360's line where he was battling you, and he goes, "You're so fucking hairy, look at the hair on your arms. You're so fucking hairy, you probably got hair on your palms." And being there, supporting you.
It was a good line.
I didn't want to laugh.
It was a good line.
But in the back of my mind, I was like,
it was a good line. It was a good line.
Job, 60.
And then the next time they had Run Amok, you came. Because I clearly remember this. You came along and you were like trying to put your hand up to see who you battled. And you battled, it was your first battle. You weren't even a fan of hip hop before that.
Not at all.
You were just all
Not
about the
all.
performance aspect of it. The whole battle scenario. And then you did really well. You didn't win Run Amok, but you did really well. You get ticked over, and I went to India, and you entered your first overage battle. And I was in India, and I'm like, "Oh, Critty will do well. You know, he knows what he's doing. He's got the right idea. He's trying to spit multis, and he's trying to freestyle multis." Like,
Critty is my nickname, by the way.
Sorry, yeah. So Jay will know what he's doing. He's spitting multis. He knows how to piece it together. Whether he wins it or not, I don't know. So I went away, and then I spoke to you when I was in India, and you said you won. I was like, "What the fuck? This guy didn't know shit."
Oh man!
And then he won, and then since then he didn't. I think I've only seen him lose dubiously, maybe 2 or 3 battles in his lifetime. But the point of the story is,
I got the hiccups.
that was a lot harder than the last few. All right, Critty.
No.
This is not a good idea. This is the one and only Back in 10 Minutes podcast. You will never see another. Will we ever get to a point where professional boxing, is a pathway for you to the UFC? Is there ever a point where the UFC or MMA starts to drag the athletes who could be the next Floyd Mayweather or the next LeBron James? Okay, you're 13 years old. You're killing it in basketball. You're killing it in football. You're a good tennis player. You play all these sports. You got to make a decision now. You got to give up all these other sports and focus on one. Do you foresee a day where the premier athlete in the United States or any country, but let's just say United States, chooses MMA instead of any other sport?
I mean, okay. NBA, NFL, MLB, they pay.
A lot more, yeah.
You are never going to make as much money if you combine salary with sponsorships. You're never going to make as much money in the UFC or in mixed martial arts as you would going into any other professional sport.
But
And so, like, okay, so, and plus, all those other sports don't require you getting hit in the fucking head every single fucking day. The two things are very different. LeBron James will go out, have a bad game, and be able to fucking redeem himself for it 2 nights later.
yeah.
McGregor or anyone in the UFC are in prize fighting. They
prize
work
fights.
for 4 months up until this one point, and if they don't perform in that night, then it's game over. Then they need to go back to the drawing board and come back and perform 4 months later.
Very true.
So I have no idea what we're talking about right now. But I think it's time for another shot.
I think it's time for another shot.
I'm struggling.
Are we gonna do this?
I'm struggling.
I don't know what the fuck you were saying just then. It felt right though. This is a terrible idea. This podcast is over. I don't know how I'm gonna recover from this. It's fucking no, Jesus. Next shot? Next shot?
Ooh, what?
What? What? I just fucking spewed on myself. We went from being the young dudes on the scene to all of a sudden, before we know it, being the veterans. Like anyone out there, and if you're young and you're trying to make it in this game, when you start out, it's more a case of trying to emulate your influence. I think this is the key point. Like, everyone has influences. You got influences, like we had influences when we were coming up. And I think when you're young, you don't know how to distinguish that, and you just try to emulate, and that's why you hear a lot of rappers who their sound is very similar because they don't know how to. They haven't found their voice yet. And so I think that stems from dudes who are trying to. We know what we were like when we were that age, and we were trying to emulate. I think where we really found our sound was Home Invasion. Yeah. In my opinion, it's a case of trying to distinguish between emulation and inspiration. Like, do you want to emulate your influences, or do you want to take the inspiration from them and carve your own sound? I hope you guys enjoyed at least the first half an hour, because the last half an hour I can't remember whatsoever. But this has been Back in 10 Minutes, the inaugural podcast episode.
I'm about
and
to die.
it may be the last one because I did not sign up for this shit.
What?
Back in 10 minutes.
Fuck. Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm probably better than you are right now. Oh shit.